Welcome to the third semester student. Today we will start, your subject name is Engineering Mathematics. We will start chapter 3. Its name is Linear Differential Equation. So linear differential equation, so we have to know about the definition. Linear differential equation. The definition of this differential equation is an equation contains dependent variable, independent variable and its different derivatives is known as differential equation. As we know, the dependent variable is y and the independent variable is x, and its different derivatives means dy by dx, d square y by dx square, dq y by dx cube, all these are known as derivative of y with respect to x. So if all these present in your equation, that equation is known as differential equation. Clear? So this is about your differential equation, means dependent variable y must be present, independent variable x must be present and their derivatives. Then come to linear differential equation with constant coefficient. In diploma, we'll study about the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Whenever you will go for higher study, you will study about linear differential equation with variable coefficient. Here I am writing for your syllabus linear differential equation with constant coefficient, but in higher study the linear differential equation with variable coefficient. Clear? So then come to what is about the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. See here, linear differential equation is an equation in which the dependent variable and its derivative occur only in first degree and are not multiplied together. What is the meaning of first degree? First degree means their power must be 1. Means dependent variable, this is y. Derivatives means dy by ds or d square y by ds square. Their power must be 1. First degree means power must be 1. Clear? So they must occur in first degree and are not multiplied together. Means both dependent variable and their derivatives, they should not multiplied in your equation. If they are multiplied, that means that is not a linear differential equation. Okay, so your equation must be of first degree and dependent variable and its derivatives should not be multiplied together. So this condition shows that your equation is linear differential equation. Okay, so then the general equation of order n. Order n means there may be, if in your equation only dy by ds present, only dy by ds present, that means you will say that is a first order. If in your equation second order derivative present, means d square y by ds square will be present, you say that equation is of second order. Okay, if your higher dq y by dxq will be present, you say that equation is of third order. Okay, so we are taking in general. So if order is n, that is of the form dny by dx to the power n plus p1 dn minus 1y by dx to the power n minus 1 plus dot 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 up to pn y equal to capital X. So this is mentioned as equation 1. So here you can see there is nth order of derivative. This is n minus 1th order of derivative. So plus dot 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 means the order is now decreasing. Okay, so up to last only y will be there. And what about p1, then next p2, then next p3, likewise up to last term is pn. All these are known as constant coefficient. We are writing here with constant coefficient. Coefficient means some constant will lies with that term, with your derivative. Okay, so these are known as constant coefficient, p1, p2, p3 up to pn. So here I am writing p1 up to pn are all constant coefficients, and x is a function of x or 0. Means your capital X, your right hand side is capital X, that is a function of x. For example, sin x, e to the power 2x, like this, or 0, that may be equal to 0. Clear? So this equation is known as, this is the general equation of nth order differential equation. Nth order linear differential equation, not only differential equation, that is the nth order linear differential equation. Clear all of you? Okay, next we will study types of linear differential equation. So there are two types of linear differential equation. One is homogeneous linear differential equation, another is non-homogeneous linear differential equation. Clear? So what is homogeneous linear differential equation? Sometimes in shortly we are writing linear differential equation as LDE. As in our previous we are writing LDE means linear differential equation. Okay, so we'll study homogeneous linear differential equation. So let us start. The linear differential equation is said to be homogeneous linear differential equation if capital X equals to 0. Capital X equals to 0 means we have to go for general equation. General equation. This is your general equation of the linear differential equation. So when this equation is known as homogeneous if right hand side this x equal to 0. Clear? Clear? So this one it has been written that if x equal to 0, that equation is known as linear differential equation is said to be homogeneous. That equation is known as homogeneous. Okay, so equation 1 becomes, that equation now becomes equal to 0. Okay, so this is known as homogeneous. So now what we have to study about non-homogeneous means capital X is not equal to 0. The linear differential equation is said to be non-homogeneous if capital X is not equal to 0. So the equation 1 becomes this one, dny by dx to the power n plus p1 dn minus 1y by dx to the power n minus 1 plus dot up to p and y equal to capital X. Means some function will be there, then that equation is known as non-homogeneous. If right hand side equal to 0, that equation is known as homogeneous. Then come to, we'll study about the solution of the differential equation. Ultimately we have to face the exam. At the time of semester exam, the question will happen. The question are of the form find the solution. That means we have to know about the solution. Clear? So solution of differential equation. Solution of differential equation means, so as we have said that the linear differential equation is of two types. One is homogeneous, another is non-homogeneous. So for non-homogeneous, the complete solution equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Complementary function, it is denoted as CF, and particular integral it is denoted as PI. Okay, so we write complete solution means that is y equal to CF plus PI. Okay, so where CF is the solution of homogeneous linear differential equation. Means homogeneous we know, if your right hand side equal to 0, for that equation CF is your final answer. Okay, so this equation is the solution of non-homogeneous equation, y equals to CF plus PI. Clear? So then come to find the, there are some method to find the CF. How can you find out? So in your question, one differential equation will be there, and your right hand side CF means right hand side must be 0. As we have said, CF is the solution of homogeneous, and homogeneous means right hand side equal to 0. Clear? So that means the equation must be equal to 0, otherwise you have to convert your right hand side equal to 0. Okay, so first step in finding the CF, the RHS of given LD is replaced by 0. Clear? So you have to write it again. Then step 2, rewrite the linear differential equation of step 1 in D operator form. D operator form, what is that? dny by dx to the power n means nth derivative. Here we are using small d. Okay, so capital D means it's dy by dx. Capital dy means dy by dx. Okay, so we write it for nth order, we write capital D to the power ny. dn minus 1 y by dx to the power n minus 1, we write capital D to the power n minus 1 y, like this. Okay, so we have to convert the total equation into D operator form, and it will be written as f of d of y equal to 0. F of d of y. Clear? Then step 3, you have to write the auxiliary equation. That means what is that? So after finding f of d of y equal to 0, you have to collect this f of d only. Discard this y. F of d equal to 0, that equation is known as auxiliary equation. You have to remember this one. This is very important. The auxiliary equation is f of d equal to 0. And though this equation may be quadratic according to your question, may be cubic. So you have to solve that equation. As in case of 10th level, you know, For quadratic equation, you have to apply your Sridhar-Acharya formula or Middleton process. Okay. If it is cubic, so similarly you have to solve. Okay. So after solving this equation, you will find the value of d, and those solution of d are known as roots. Okay. The values of d are known as roots. Okay. So those roots are denoted as, suppose f of d is of quadratic equation, means after solving you will get two value of d. Okay. So means there are two roots. So you mention m1 equals to something, m2 equals to another value. Okay. And as suppose this is a cubic, means another roots will be there, means you denote that is m3. So similarly you have to mention your roots m1, m2, m3 like this. Then come to the nature of the root of auxiliary equation. Then how can you write the formula for CF? If your roots are real and distinct means unequal, means d equals to m1, m2, m3 and all are unequal. So at that time CF equal to c1 e to the power m1x plus c2 e to the power m1s plus c3 e to the power m3s plus dot dot dot. If it is quadratic equation, if your auxiliary equation is quadratic, you will get only two value. If your auxiliary equation having cubic, you will get three value, means m1, m2, m3. Clear? So likewise you have to write the formula for CF. Then come to, if roots are real and equal. If your roots are real and equal, sometimes after solving this auxiliary equation, you will find same value of d. Okay. And those are known as roots are real and equal. Suppose m1 equal to m2. So we write the formula for CF equal to c1 plus c2x e to the power m1x plus c3, suppose m3 is different, so c3 e to the power m3x. Clear? Then come to next, if roots are imaginary, means complex number. Okay. So it will be denoted as d equals to alpha plus minus beta I. As we have completed in our chapter 1. So d equals to the complex number, it will be denoted as alpha plus minus beta I. You have to collect your alpha and beta, then you apply in this formula. Your formula will be CF equal to e to the power alpha x whole into a cos beta x plus b sin beta x. Sometimes you can apply a, b are constant. Okay, so you can write also e to the power alpha x whole into c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. Nothing problem will be there. Okay, so we can write any constant, arbitrary constant here. Then roots are imaginary and repeated. Suppose your complex number, but the roots are repeated. Means there are four roots are there. One is alpha plus minus beta I, another root is also alpha plus minus beta I. Means both are repeated. As you have completed in real case, if both are repeated, the real number, we write c1 plus c2x. Okay, so if complex number also repeated, we write same formula for complex number e to the power alpha x, constant cos beta x plus constant sin beta x. So in place of constant, we write c1 plus c2x. That is the format of this. You can see real and imaginary. Real, we are writing c1 plus c2x. Also we write c1 plus c2x. And for another constant, c3 plus c4x. And all these are same. Cos beta x, sin beta x, cos beta x, sin beta x, e to the alpha x, e to the alpha. All these are same. Okay. So these are all about your formula for CF that depends upon the roots. Clear? Okay. So then in our next class, we'll study about the different question. How can you solve the differential equation, the homogeneous differential equation. Okay. Thank you.